Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arun. I'm Solutions Architect, MCT, currently working with Novintech, which is one of the best organization to work with. This is my channel and today we are going to describe Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps. And this is our topic for the day, so let's get started. So, what is Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps? Well, it is a solution for application security, or you can say it's a cloud access security broker, which used to be CASB, like CASB solution. So we can say it is a what it is. It is a CASB solution. It is a CASB solution, which is cloud access security broker. That's what it is. Microsoft Defender for Cloud App is a CASB solution, which is Cloud Access Security Broker. So, what does actually it means? It simply means it helps your organization to gain visibility and control. It helps your organization to gain visibility and control in what? In the data. Data of what? Data across all your SaaS applications. So, help you gain the visibility and control over data across your SaaS applications. Okay, so that's what it is. Now, it helps you gain the visibility and control over data across the SaaS applications. So, what kind of applications? In both approved and unsanctioned applications. In both kind of application. What are unsanctioned applications? We call it shadow IT, right? You understand? Like it is not approved by the organization, but people use it. For example, in Dropbox or any other such application of file sharing, like you use your own email address, something like that. Anything which is not approved by your organization. So, if you have to define what is Microsoft Defender for cloud application, well, it is a part of broader XDR, Microsoft Defender XDR platform. It helps in protecting our applications, cloud application. It's a CASB solution, cloud access security broker, which help us uh, gain the visibility and control over data across SaaS applications which are approved or unsanctioned. So, in a brief, that's what it is. But in order to understand this in a little deeper, we have a little scenario which will help us to understand. Okay. So let's suppose we have a hacker here and we have our application here. Okay. This is our application, SaaS application. Here we have hacker who will try to get information out of our SaaS application, any kind of information, and he will try to do something. And to protect our application, we have enabled Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps on our SaaS application. Now, this will help us protect our application. So let's see one by one how it can help us. So let's suppose, and we'll see all those features while going ahead with this scenario. So let's suppose there is a hacker which sends some kind of, you know, or create some kind of free file sharing application, or your employees are using such application which is free, which means it's not restricted, doesn't have any much policies. So let's suppose there is a free file sharing application and your employees are using it. Okay, your employees are using it. So what happened? Now this application doesn't have much of restrictions. It's not under the organizational approved policy. Organizational policies, which means this hacker can easily get into this application and check what your employees are sharing across, right? So what happens in that situation? Our MSDCA or Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps, it has a functionality or a feature which is called cloud discovery, which is called cloud discovery. And how this discovery will help us? Because this discovery collects the logs, your network logs, your firewall or proxy logs, your endpoint telemetry, and discovers that these employees are using application which is not approved by the organizational policy, and it will send the alert to IT. There is an shadow IT going on, and you can block that. So cloud discovery, what it is, it monitors your network logs and also uses endpoint telemetry. Okay, which simply means it will go check your environment and see what applications are you guys using. If you're not using officially approved anything else, it will let your IT know that shadow IT is going on. Okay, so the first feature we got here is cloud discovery, which will help us protect our environment. All right, now this doesn't work for the hacker, or maybe he tries to see but doesn't work. So he comes to a second option. He thought, why not find out any weakness? Okay, any weak app setting maybe. So he saw there may be some weak configuration which is there in the application. Let's suppose there is a file sharing we're talking about, so it's publicly enabled somehow, it left publicly enabled. Okay, and this hacker can easily exploit it. So to protect that kind of weak settings in our SaaS application, what we have something called SSPM. What is this SS? PM, if you are guessing like security posture management, you are correct. But we have two S's. One is for the SaaS. So it's SaaS security posture management, just like any other security posture management in Defender. Like we talked about endpoint in the previous video, where it was checking the unpatched and any other things, weaknesses in your endpoint. Here it will see the weaknesses in our application. So what it does, it assess the configurations in your applications and point out, or it matches that configuration with the best practices and point out any weaknesses or misconfiguration so that you can fix it, so that this guy here cannot exploit these weaknesses. So this hacker thought, why not, if the second thing is failed, let me try to do something else. So, or it could be a manual error. For example, your hacker maybe tries a user into uploading a spreadsheet with the credit card numbers, or it's a uh, manual error, sensitive data outside the organization or somewhere it's not supposed to be, either in the influence of a hacker or a manual error. Maybe manual error, you never know, right? It's not supposed to be there, it can be, right? So in such situation where this kind of sensitive data can be accessible by other folks that they are not supposed to see, what kind of feature this gives us in our CASB solution? We call it information protection. Information protection, or you can also say DLPs, which is policies for what? For data loss prevention policies. So what happens, we have these policies enabled with the help of Microsoft Defender for cloud apps, and this will keep checking if there is any sensitive information lying around where it's not supposed to be. These policy will not let the sensitive information go outside the organization or share somewhere. So it will block the download maybe on unmanaged devices. So it detects that information. So that's how you can save the like your credit card information, right? Either it's a manual error or it's in the influence of uh, hacker. So information protection, or DLP, what it does, it scans the files. It scans files or content, maybe content. Okay, what it is scanning, it is scanning the sensitive data. So how does it gets to know about the sensitive data? Because it applies sensitivity labels there. That's how they know this. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, no, because there are sensitivity labels as per your policies. For example, sensitive data as per PI or credit card. You apply those policy. If you find any data in that pattern, it will be sensitive data, and you can simply apply the sensitive labels there, and don't let it go. Prevents the and this will prevent the accidental or malicious data exfiltration, right? Okay, then our hacker is a little pissed, and he thought, why not try to get the credentials? Or maybe this guy got the credentials. Then what it will do with the credential? It will try to steal users' data at the time when the user is not logged in. Otherwise, it will be, the user will know somebody is logged in from his credentials, something like that. So let's suppose this guy tried to download data, uh, a huge amount of data, or maybe in a wrong period of time. So in that situation, we have this feature in our Defender, which is called threat detection, or it is also related to UEBA, which is behavioral analysis for users, because Defender will know about impossible travels. Defender will know this user doesn't download that much of data. This user doesn't work in the night. So all those things, this Defender will know. With the help of this patterns, it will block the mass download because it's a abnormal behavior, right? So this will help us protecting these kind of attacks with the help of Defender for cloud apps. So what it does actually, it uses the anomaly detection, which, because it is an anomaly, user doesn't download 50 gigs of data, or it doesn't log in to a different locations or different time zone, right? So this is anomaly, and it will identify those suspicious actions, right? And detects those compromised or malicious user activity across SaaS platform and blocks it. So that's what it does. Threat anomaly detection, as UABA. All right, now this hacker can also try something else, which is like it registers a malicious OAuth app, okay, and tricks the user getting rights, like a read write permission to the SharePoint, maybe. Okay. So in that situation, if you are not aware, you don't have any defender in place, you might give access to this application because it is there in your organization, registered. So CASB solution, our defender solution, will definitely figure it out. An unfamiliar third-party app with suspicious overprivileged permissions. So how it does that? First of all, we call it app governance. Okay. And this guy monitors and controls the OAuth application. Okay. Monitors and controls what kind of application? OAuth applications. You know, it is like when you try to log in somewhere and it says you can log in through the Gmail or something else, and you use it, and that you got into that. So in that kind of trust, you might have allowed the third party application to get in, something like that, just for the sake of example, so that you would have that understanding. So in that situation, the defender will monitor and controls the OS application that connect to your cloud services and detects the overprivileged permissions or compromised applications. And you could say block block that afterwards, of course. Then, well, these are the wonderful features we have, but apart from that, we also have something called app connectors. Okay, app connectors, which is must to mention here, because app connectors are API based connections to sanction SaaS application, because it has approved and unsanctioned. So for the approved application, we have app connectors. These are API based connections, like for your Office 365, Salesforce, GCP, AWS, Dropbox, all those things. And once connected, Defender can see inside the app. It get maximum insight, activities, configuration, files, and even security posture. And without connectors, you can only see a network traffic. With connector, you can see deep level events and This will help to find or to take the necessary actions and figure out all those kind of issues or setbacks or human error or influence of the hacker, right? It's like ID connects Salesforce through a connector. Now, Defender finds that 5,000 customer records were exported by a contractor last week. Without the connector, you would only see large data transfer to Salesforce, not the details, and you might ignore that. All right. So, yeah. And of course, we can connect it to the XDR, right? XDR, it's a part of XDR, as we said when we were defining what is Defender for uh, cloud apps. So integrate with XDR, bigger platform, bigger picture, and you can have a idea, the entire timeline, attack plan, the story, everything. It will help you to fix it. All right. So this correlates signals from Defender for Cloud Apps with other Defender signals like endpoint, identity, email in your 365 Defender portal, which is the XDR. And as a part of XDR, it helps teams see full attack sequence across devices and applications. All right. So with all this, we are pretty much good with the Describe Microsoft Defender for cloud apps, and we discovered cloud discovery, which will help you expose the shadow IT. We talked about SSPM. It will flag the risky SaaS settings. We talked about the DLP, which will block the sensitive data leaks. We talked about threat detection, which spot the abnormal mass activity. We talked about app governance, which block the malicious OAuth application, overprivileged permissions on it, and of course the app connectors for deeper insight and XDR integration because it tied to all into one for the clear attack story. With this, we are good. Well, thank you for watching, and you guys